3. Fuck you, GameStop! Yeah, that's how we're going to start this. So this is a little mini pod that we are recording because fuck you, GameStop. This is in response to their Circle of Life. What? What's going on?
I was asking where you got that drink.
Dude, my fridge!
Without interrupting the podcast.
I asked if you wanted one.
I was going to go get down and get one, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Where are you going to get one? It's not on the floor.
You're going to get one.
Alright, Adam's going to leave the room temporarily to get Miss Twist.
Why are you taking the gun?
Generic knockoff. So he can shoot me in the face when he comes back.
What if I see something that frightens me?
It makes me
like
so
me?
scared.
So we just recorded the podcast on Star Wars A New Hope. And that was interesting. But we are going to talk about GameStop. Now, Jake, you and I have both worked there.
Yeah.
And I've worked there a lot less recent than you have. I worked there at a store up in Erie from 2008 to 2011. Not going to say what store, but I did work up there. And I frequented a couple stores up there. One of them, this is an old, long ago it was. The one when I used to shop there was called Software Etc. Right? That's GameStop's original name. They changed it to GameStop because why not? Market branding. And
Plus,
then,
you were doing games at that point.
Exactly.
Pretty
It wasn't
much.
just like PC software like it was at the time.
Yeah. Steam's killed that.
Yeah. And then I got hired there like right after they changed the name. And they still, this is going to give it away. I hate to do this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The mall I worked at also had an EB Games. Right? So you had a GameStop EB Games.
A lot of malls have had both.
Yep. And GameStop bought EB Games, but they kept it called EB Games for a little bit.
Yeah.
Until changing it to GameStop eventually.
It's technically still all within the same company. EB Games is just more located outside of the country.
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada's the main place for it. And then the UK has a place called Games.
Okay.
Which is just like GameStop, just as shitty as GameStop. Sorry, we're gonna harp on them pretty bad today.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
So, I worked there for 3 years. I was a manager at one time for about 6 months or so before I got a different job as manager somewhere else at a different company. When I worked there, it wasn't that bad. Like GAs, the Game Advisors, which is the lowest on the totem pole.
Well,
not
just to cover
sure, go on.
terminology and stuff, GAs are General Associates, or as
That's what they called them now?
No, what they're called now is Guest Advisors.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That's real dumb.
Yeah, so GAs are Guest Advisors.
Okay.
They're the lowest on the totem pole.
Okay.
You're looking at minimum wage and
yeah.
3 to 6 hours a week at best.
If that.
Yes. SGAs is one step above that.
Yep,
That's
what I was.
You do everything a manager does except payroll.
So is that Senior Guest Advisor? Is that
Senior
what they changed
Guest
it to?
Advisor.
Okay. That's real dumb.
One more above that, assistant managers, which is an assistant manager. One more step above that is store managers.
No, they're not called that now.
They're called store leaders.
Dumb.
SLs. Same with assistant managers. They're now assistant store leaders. So they're ASLs.
Asshole, stupid leaders.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people made that
I'm sorry.
connection.
I mean this sincerely from the bottom of my heart. My heart goes out to all the people that work at GameStop because since I've been there, from what I've heard, it's turned into a giant shit show circus.
It is.
It is fucking awful.
It is not their fault. I will say that
like
now.
the people that work there.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is
no,
not
I
their
absolutely
fault.
agree. I know a lot of good people that work there, and I pretty much told them to their face, I am so sorry. Please get out. Please find something else because this ship's sinking and it ain't coming back.
Mm-hmm.
This is pulling a big fat Titanic on you. It hit the iceberg last year and it's sinking fast. And there's no repairing that hole.
Nope.
So yeah, I was a game advisor, which is what it used to be called. And then senior game advisor, obviously assistant store manager, and then store manager. It wasn't that bad. The goals weren't terrible. I got lucky since I'm a little bit charismatic. I'm okay with people, I guess. So I've been told. It's kind of okay for me to hit my goals when I was there. There were goals. Game advisors were judged on your goals. I'm trying to think what else. Like, Christmas time was the best and also the worst because they expected you to have higher numbers. So they wanted your sub percentage at like 20%. So 1 out of every 5 sales, they want you to have a subscription to Game Informer. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like Game Informer a lot. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch your leg. I like Game Informer. Touch your leg time. No, I like them. I generally enjoy them as like a news media. I enjoy a lot of their content and stuff. So like me personally, I do subscribe to them because I like them. I like all their stuff, and I want to support them.
It's a good magazine.
It is, and it's one of the few good ones left. Especially since electronic gaming is out of business.
What GameStop will say is that they're the only game-centric magazine on the planet now. Is actually what they claim to be. Because Nintendo Power has gone out. I don't think Sony or Microsoft have them anymore. That's
exactly what I was going to ask is, did they have them anymore? I thought they did.
I don't know. They could just be like online newsletters.
I know
Sony
online.
has their blog.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking
one.
of. I don't think they have print magazines anymore.
I don't think
and if
so.
they do, they're special editions.
Game Informer is the last print game-centric magazine.
Dude, that's scary.
That is.
And they're only kept afloat because GameStop owns them.
Yes.
I'm just saying. GameStop pours a fuck ton of money into them. I sincerely hope for all those people that if GameStop goes under, they find a way to keep Game Informer running or form a new company in some sort of fashion. Because some of those people are awesome. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but there's some people that have been at that company for like 23 years. And they're good people. Like, you can just tell by the content that they produce. They're intelligent human beings. They're very creative. They're fun to listen to. Like, I just like their content. So I really do hope if GameStop goes on there that they hit the ground running because they got a good operation going.
Out of most review outlets, I like them the most.
Yeah.
I'll flip through their magazines, see what their reviews are. I trust them the
They have
most.
good features.
Yes, they do have good
sure.
features. I like their features. I would just hope that they would become something along the lines of IGN. IGN is a completely different podcast that we're going to have probably at some point. I hate them, but that's besides the point. So, I mean,
Have they done anything good ever? IGN.
I don't.
Greg
remember
Miller.
if they have. Yeah, and they've all quit.
Yeah, that's my point.
Pretty much everyone has quit.
Okay. All right, that's all I'll say on that. And he's become a Sony pony now too.
Yeah.
Where he just like whacks off to Sony the whole time, which
PlayStation XOXO, I think, or
yeah,
something.
yeah. And you know what?
Yes, I love you.
I actually don't like that podcast. I've tried listening to it probably five to six times. Didn't like it. They talk about fucking bagels for like half an hour. Like, I don't fucking care where you get your bagels. Talk games. It's like if you don't have enough to talk about on a podcast, don't fucking have it. Just saying.
I will say we could talk about bagels for.
We can talk about bagels. I'd rather talk Star Wars.
I mean, this is coming from the two guys that just 30 minutes ago we went on a tangent about Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy in a Star Wars podcast.
Oh yeah! Oops, sorry. Adam just rolled on his eyes at us as he drinks his citrus twist and looks on his phone. Adam is here in spirit. He's
Mostly
pulling
just
an
looking,
Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Ghost.
looking at Star Wars things.
Oh, he's looking at Star Wars things? Okay. So back to GameStop. So I did have numbers to hit, right? Like, I wasn't going to be, like, fired, like, for not hitting those immediately. And they liked me, and they wanted to keep me around because I brought customers in because I was friendly. And people would come back to, like, talk to me and stuff when I was there. So I was one of the few that, like, was lucky. In my position because I was a game advisor, but at the same time, like, I was almost treated like an SGA before I even got promoted and got the pay raise and stuff like that, which that pay raise actually wasn't that bad. What?
That's a cool figure.
That is cool.
That is really cool. That's a nice figure. Adam showed us Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. Okay.
Real quick.
Sure.
What was your pay raise? I'm just
I went
curious.
up to $9 an hour.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
Okay.
Is that not what it is now?
No.
Is it less?
I went from $7.25 to $8.10.
What?
Yeah. And
we're probably not allowed to speak about this, but we don't work there anymore, so fuck you.
It's not illegal to talk about salaries.
It's not?
It is
I
not.
didn't think so.
No, companies tell you it is so that you don't find out
I
what
thought
other people's
that's
salaries
what it was.
are.
Okay, because I've thought about that with my job right now, where I want to talk salaries, but I know I'm just going to punch all of them in the throat because I don't make jack shit.
It's a scare tactic.
Yeah.
It's technically freedom
It's a corporate
of speech.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Because they don't want you to find out what you make, and then you go to the boss and say, hey, fuck face, I don't make near enough as this person does. Oh, by the way, they're getting 6 figures, and they're not bringing any business. So, what the fuck?
I worked at GameStop for 4 years.
Sorry, that was a real life rant there.
And I went up to, whenever I quit 3 weeks ago, I was at $8.35 an hour.
Okay.
I was there for 4 years.
Well, my boss must have loved me then, because he got me $9 an hour somehow.
Bosses don't get any say on raises now. Not even their own.
See, when I was there, he did. He actually did determine my raise. He said,
Okay.
that's the most I can give you. I said, dude, that's fine. Now, the assistant store manager, from what I understand when I was there, speaking of raises, he got around $12 an hour.
Seems about right.
That actually seems a little high from what I thought.
Oh, actually, no,
Because I think now it's actually a little bit less.
I think it's 10 something now.
That's what I was thinking. 10
I
something.
think store managers is about right around 12.
No, store's about 15.
Is it?
Well,
I know they just went back to an hour.
shit, I can't say names. All right, so there is a store manager that I know of that makes roughly between 32 and 35 a year, I believe. But
Okay.
they've been there for over a decade. And being at a company for a decade and making $35,000 a year is fucking awful. No offense to that person. I like them as a human being. They're actually a good person, so they know who they are if they ever hear this. But that's bad to me. When you run a business and you can't afford to pay your employee that's been there, 10, 11 years, more than 35 a year, fuck you. Go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause here's the thing, right? We all need livable wages. Our cost of living is always going up. It's just a fact. Now, when our pay raises don't equal that, which is what I'm running into with my job, I'll be very honest, I haven't gotten a pay raise since I've been there. I've been there for over 2 years. I will never get a pay raise, and I've been told that to my face. So what am I supposed to think? Okay, so now my bills cost more, but my pay doesn't go up. Same with GameStop. They don't give very good raises. They might give 10, 15 cents, if that. Right? That sounds about right.
I was the highest raise in the store last year, and I got
Okay.
10 cents.
Yep.
10 cents more.
Fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
Just to put it in perspective, a $1 raise equals a little bit. It's $2,048, I believe.
I'm
Just off the top of my head.
As a SGA, I was getting 20 to 25 hours a week. And
Okay.
That's high. But 10 cents on 20 to 25 hours a week, a couple bucks.
I was just gonna like $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
$5
paycheck,
more
right?
dollars a paycheck.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now that's after tax, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think it's like $200 a year.
Honestly, didn't notice.
Yeah. You won't. You won't
Nope.
notice. I mean, my pay hasn't gone up, and I've noticed that. That sucks. And that's not to get too personal or anything, but I'm just being honest here, right? We're being honest. So I'm gonna tell you right now, my pay doesn't go up. It fucking pisses me off. I do a ton more work at my job, and I don't get shit for it. Fucking sucks. If anybody at my job hears this, sorry, but it's true. I've told you to your face. I like what I do, but I need more money.
Yeah.
Right? My bills are going up. My rent's going up. I'm looking at buying a house. Fuck you, pay me more money.
Even if you like your job, that doesn't stop the fact of it's a job.
Yes.
I get money for
It
this.
is still a job. I deserve to be paid for this.
Yeah.
Which sucks that a lot of jobs like mine, they don't give a fuck about their employees. And I'm not saying it's just my job. A lot of them are like that. GameStop's obviously a good example where they don't give a fuck about their employees. They don't want to give them raises because fuck you, they want all the money. They want all the money to put back into the bigwigs, the CEOs, the COOs, the board of directors, all that bullshit. That's where they want to put the money, not investing in their fucking company to keep the good fucking people there.
Yep.
They don't care. We're all cogs in a machine, and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Replaceable.
my time at GameStop actually wasn't that bad. I was actually kind of sad when I left. I left on bad terms. That also doesn't help. When you were caught on camera screaming at an employee and flipping him off and telling him to go fuck himself, that's probably not the best way to leave a company. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that
It
story.
sounds like the
but
funnest way to leave a company.
it actually kind of was, because I was with a friend at the time, and he was just baffled by my lack of composure, I guess I should say. Fortunately, they didn't have sound on the cameras, and they didn't hear the words I was saying, because none of them were nice. Real quick, the only reason I did that is because I called a store that was in the area and said, can you please put this game on hold? I'm going to come pick it up. It was 15 minutes till close. When I got there, the person didn't even look for the game. Didn't even try. They were just adjusting the shelves. And that person had told me that they were too busy. They were too busy to look for the game, even though they were just alphabetizing shelves, like the PS3 section at the time. Because PS4 wasn't out yet. I said, dude, what? I shouldn't say dude. Okay. Person, what the fuck? Can you please look for this? I already called. You know about it. Oh, why don't you get an attitude? Why are you getting an attitude with me? I'm like, you're not doing your fucking job. I said, I called and asked for this game. It's a $15 game. Get me the fucking game. funny thing, that game's Folklore. That game's fucking good. I didn't even get it that night because I was so
that's
angry.
hard to find.
It is hard to find. I have it now. I love that game, and I was so. It was less than $10 at the time, which is funny because like it wasn't worth a whole lot at the time because no one really cared.
Yeah.
No one cared about buying that game and playing it. It was just kind of like one of those niche titles like Phantom Dust.
It was one of the first things to come out on PlayStation 3. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
pretty darn close to a launch
beautiful
title.
game.
Mm-hmm.
It holds up. I'm just telling you right now. If you go back and play it right now, I already put like 4 or 5 hours into it. Fucking love that game. It's great. So yeah. So I got mad. Told that person that they're a fucking idiot and that I hate their guts.
Okay.
And a few other things that probably I'm not going to say right now because they're offensive, really offensive, and probably get me in a lot of trouble. But yeah, it was not a good experience. I left. The funny thing is, the last day that I was there, I bought Forza 3, the collector's edition, and I looked at my district manager. I said, technically, I'm still employed, am I not? She said, yes. I said, okay, then I would like to use my employee discount on this game. I got that game for 15% off, and I said, fuck you, GameStop! I got a good game out of this. So yeah, then I left, and I didn't look back.
Little side note about the 15%.
Yeah.
That is still 15%.
Yeah?
And Amazon gives you a better discount just for being a Prime member now.
Oh, burn!
So even if you work at GameStop and you are employed by this company, it is cheaper for you to buy games from Target if you pre-order them because you have $5 off.
Yep.
Cheaper to buy games at Target. Cheaper to buy games at Best Buy.
A lot cheaper.
A lot
20%
cheaper. 20%
off as well. And it's only $15 a year for that.
Yeah.
It's fucking steal.
And it's cheaper to buy games off Amazon. There are 3 places that beat GameStop's employee discount right now.
That's sad.
It is. It's really sad.
So what would encourage you to buy it from GameStop then? Literally nothing. Besides having here's what the only thing I could think of is convenience.
Convenience.
Is that it's right in front of you. You know the copy's sealed. Or not sealed because I like to gut everything, which pisses me off. I'm one of those people that gets pissed off about that. If it's the last copy of a game and it's gutted, I'm probably not going to buy it from there.
I understand the point of it. I understand it's necessary. Otherwise, yeah, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Who wants to buy an open game? Here's something. Speaking of gutted games, and before we get into the really meat and potatoes of this podcast, do they let you borrow games?
Yes.
Okay. They also let me borrow games. Do they let you borrow new games or just used games?
New games if there's enough copies of them in the store.
Okay, same here. That's what I had. I also was allowed to borrow new games even if there's only one copy left if it wasn't a hot selling game.
We are no longer allowed to do that.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't give a shit back then. They're like, hey, you want to play this game? Fuck you. Okay, play it.
The way they say it is if you're allowed to borrow it and try it out, then you can better educate your customers about it.
And that makes sense. I
does.
get that.
Yeah, it
really
does.
do.
Or it even helps us make an educated decision. It can only help the company by us paying them more money for a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't you? I guess is the correct thing to say in that instance.
You want your employees to be educated. Like, it makes sense. Good thing about that, you get to save money. If you don't like the game, you don't buy it.
Yeah.
So it kind of hurts GameStop. It's a double-edged sword.
Or something like Dragon Quest Builders for the PlayStation 4.
Oh, I want that game so bad.
If you've not played that game, go buy it. It's fantastic.
I haven't played it.
Go buy it. It's fantastic. But I tried it out. I bought a copy.
I have to get Kingdom Hearts 2.8 like we talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah, you do have to get that as well, but that's beside I tried it out. I bought a copy from GameStop. I also talked 3 other people into buying it.
I need to buy it.
Just because I got to try it out. So it's worth
I feel
it.
bad for not playing Dragon Quest Builders now. Because I've heard
good.
so many good things about it.
It's the sleeper hit of last year.
Hi, Adam.
You okay?
You alright? You doing good? Staying awake through this? You can put your hood up and take a nappy.
Nappy boo?
You could take nappy poo over there. Sorry, put your hand on the table. It's all good. Hey, I got the Iron Man helmet right there. You want to put that on? That probably won't fit your head with all the hair.
Probably not.
Adam's got crazy hair going on right now. The hood's up and he's out. So, do you want to get into the meat and potatoes of it now, or do you want to? Was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Or are you going to touch on what they did to the
article?
old games?
Oh, they fucking throw them out like fuck faces?
I'll
Yes.
go a step further. They put all the GameCube games in here, and they take a fucking knife and cut them up into fucking tiny little pieces.
So people can't
and
steal them.
throw in their car.
Yeah.
Why? How does that benefit their company? Fucking sell that shit on their online store. Are they fucking stupid? Oh, wait. Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're really fucking stupid.
Back then, did employees have to throw them out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, employees are not allowed to throw out anything.
Because they'll fucking steal it.
Yes.
Like I would.
Yeah. Same thing with
Here's the
strategy
thing.
guides.
Preserve that fucking shit. If you don't want this fucking poster, you don't want this standee, okay, throw it out. But at least let someone take it.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it matter? Who cares if it goes in the garbage? You're fucking throwing it in the garbage.
Who cares if it goes to someone
Who
else?
cares? Seriously though, who fucking cares? I got free shit from that because they were just gonna throw it away. I'm like, dude, I'll take this. You don't want this Resident Evil, case for the GameCube that's impossible to find? I'll take it.
Yep.
You don't want this. I had to throw out a lot of stuff when I moved down here, which really fucking sucks. I had a ton of GameStop promotional posters, like Mortal Kombat 9, fucking Ultimate Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I had posters of that. Adam, now you're interested. Killzone 3 had a huge, like 4-foot like poster of Killzone 3 of the guy in the suit.
Hellgast?
The Hellgast in the first suit. It was just him. It looked awesome. I had so many cool things. I had to throw them out when I moved down here because I didn't have room.
Yeah.
But I mean, like at least for the time being, when I was up in Erie, it was cool to have that stuff, and it was all free.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have just been in the garbage if I didn't take it and try and preserve it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to ultimately preserve it because that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I found out I don't have a limited space anymore. I am married, and the wife deserves half of everything. So I try and give her half of the office. It's ended up being a quarter of the office. I'm sorry, honey. I'm really, really sorry. But she's not here as much anyway, so that kind of works out. But yeah, I don't know why they throw all that stuff out. It really makes me physically angry at them.
Mm-hmm.
That they just throw out good games. These games are fine. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Why not do bundles? Blind packs. Why not do blind packs? Here's 5 used games for $10.
Yeah.
You don't know what you get, but you get something. You might get something good. You might get an old Pokemon Game Boy game. You might get a piece of shit. You might get Lost Planet 3. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just it's business practice now.
It's a bad business practice, though, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
We love video games.
Yeah.
Okay? And as someone that loves video games, I think it's bullshit to throw out physical media.
As someone who loves video games, I don't think GameStop does.
They don't fucking care at all. And you know who they don't love is their fucking customers. They hate their customers. I've never seen a company hate the people that pay their salaries more than GameStop. Never seen it. Never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to get us into the article here soon of some of the stuff that was said. But
yeah.
Is there anything else?
No, I think we're gonna be hitting a lot of bullet points here. So,
All right. 23 minutes in, we're really going to hit it hard now.
Well, you okay?
Adam is okay. Adam is still with us somewhat.
We'll keep checking in every
Adam, what do you think of GameStop? Okay, I got a sneer and an eye roll.
All right. Well, just
and then a sigh and a yawn. So that's what he thinks of GameStop. A giant yawn. He is bored by GameStop's shenanigans.
Just as a little bit of background information about why we're really doing this podcast now. If you have been on the internet at all within the past 48 hours,
yep.
Kotaku, the informational website, has released an article detailing, for the first time really to the public on a large scale, what their new business practice is, which is called the Circle of Life.
3 articles now, dude. Jason Schreier's up to 3 articles.
This has gotten Kotaku more hits than ever in the past couple of years. Of course he's going to follow up on this.
Good for him. Good for him for pulling the plug on this story and going for it. And just saying, yeah, screw it. You're going to hate me, but I'm putting this out there anyway. Mm-hmm. Good for him for being a strong person enough to say, hey, screw you, GameStop. I'm putting this out there.
Now I've seen 6 different YouTubers do it. I've seen 4 different websites do it. I've seen Forbes magazine make a post about it.
Okay.
I've seen podcasts do it. Everyone is jumping on the hype train for hating GameStop now. This is it's intense.
I love
this could be legitimately a nail in their coffin.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a bullet to their head.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Shots fired.
I guess we really wanted to get on this podcast now is because I'm recently a former employee of GameStop. Just within January, like the first week in January was actually my last week with the company. So I'm pretty up to date on these things. Okay. I've been keeping up to date with them just on websites where anonymous GameStop employees will frequent and all that. Actually haven't been into my own personal GameStop in these past 3 weeks.
Is that a lot of Reddit?
Yeah, a lot of Reddit.
All right. I thought so. Yeah. I didn't want to throw it out
If
there.
you want to get any hardcore GameStop information, check out the subreddit our GameStop. That is where a lot of this
How
goes
has
down.
GameStop not gone to Reddit and be like, shut this shit down?
It's all anonymous.
We'll pay you.
As soon as it goes down, it pops right back up again. It's the only place these people can talk.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it consists of regular employees. It consists of managers, district managers, regional managers. There's even some corporate bosses that have anonymous accounts there.
That corporate bosses have anonymous accounts.
Those are shut down, though.
Yeah, I bet.
They're really hardcore about that.
I bet their job is shut down, too, if they found out.
Yep. But I guess just a little information on the Circle of Life if you haven't seen the article.
Sure.
The Circle of Life is the new GameStop practice for pretty much maximizing profits.
Okay.
It started really back in September. That's whenever they hardcore got into it. Pretty much it consists of there are so many bullet points and that makes up GameStop as a whole. There's like 4 pillars of GameStop. There's pre-owned, which is the big one. It's like pre-owned is the heart and soul of GameStop. If you don't,
that's what brings them the most revenue.
Yeah, it does, because everything that they sell pre-owned is 50% profit.
At least. Yes, like minimum.
Yep. So there's pre-owned, there's trades.
Okay.
Which without trades, you don't have pre-owned.
Correct.
There's pre-orders, which without pre-orders, you don't get new games and you don't get trades. And then there's pretty much everything else that GameStop offers in terms of like service to the customers, like gameplay guarantees, product placement plans, all that stuff. Those have gotten a little better.
Okay.
Within the past year I've been there.
You mean like they're not pushing those as hard?
Just in terms of the service itself.
Okay.
Within the past year, it used to be like gameplay guarantees, covers accidental damage if your system eats your disc.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
Now it's everything.
Okay.
So,
when I worked there, I was told to say it was everything.
Yeah?
I was told that it covers everything. Now, I knew it didn't cover everything, but I was told by my manager at the time to tell the customer it covers anything. Oh, you break it, you scratch it, you drop it in the toilet, whatever my whole spiel was saying to the customer. I was told to tell them it covered everything, even though I knew it didn't. I felt like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that might have been from like a district manager standpoint.
I think it was.
For your district. Your district manager told you guys to just tell them it covered everything.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
For us, it's now corporate, it's a corporate point.
Okay.
So the GPGs cover everything. I tell people, if you're really pissed off, just go into GameStop, buy a game, snap it in half, hand it back to them. They'll have to refund your money.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That is amazing.
You didn't hear it from me.
I know a GameStop that might not do that, but I will not throw them under the bus. But there is one in particular, we both know which one I'm thinking of, that probably won't give a shit and say, fuck you, get out of my store.
Yeah, that may not happen. But
I'll try that someday.
That was really just a ploy to get us to sell more GPGs, more product placement plans. Those are pretty much just warranties on shit.
That's free money for GameStop if you think about it.
It's 95% profit.
Yep.
Because 1 out of 100 people will actually bring it back.
Yep.
Because the other 99 people will just forget about it.
Yep.
So every $3 you spend on a GPG and don't take it back in,
and
you just gave GameStop money. No, they give you a little sticker now.
Oh,
if they remember. Yes, if they remember.
Oh, well, they won't.
It depends on the person. I will say, I forgot.
I know. I'm just being a dick about it, but
again, these employees are human.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude,
so they forget to do this stuff sometimes. But just as an FYI, if you buy a GPG, you get a sticker that prints out. Sometimes the person will forget about it. Sometimes they won't.
I never got stickers.
Yeah.
Not like I ever bought them, but my point is I never gave out stickers. So that must have been somewhat recent then.
It is. It is relatively recent.
Okay.
And those and our receipts are heat sensitive. So if they warm up too much, they fade.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that
Found
was
that
always
out.
that was
just
always
sitting on
cheap.
my shelf, they've been faded.
Oh yeah.
Like that's sad. My room's not very hot here. It's like 68 degrees. And it even heats fades them here in like 68 degrees.
Yeah.
Not to get all scientific on you.
So just that new titles actually after they pay back to the company and after they pay the distributor and everything, they only account for roughly 5 to 10% profit. So every $60 you spend on a game, GameStop really only gets $6.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're not great with it, but then it's still a matter of it's not killing you, GameStop. You can sell new stuff.
They're still making money.
Yeah, new consoles actually you get even more. I think it's around 15% profit.
Oh wow.
Which if you buy a $400 system and get 15%,
that's not bad.
You're still getting
That's
$60.
Yep.
So that's not even that bad. Although the I guess how it's been, September is really when it headed downhill.
Okay.
I will say, there's always that last minute rush before holiday for anywhere you work whenever they're it's panic mode.
Yep.
Because as soon as we get into holiday, it's going to be madness.
Yep.
As soon as we get out of holiday, Q4 ends. So we need to turn a profit for our shareholders.
Exactly.
So
it needs to look good for them.
Yeah.
Because they're investing money in the company.
Yeah.
Yep.
So every year, the 4 years I've been there, September to November was a shit show.
Okay.
Just because that's whenever GameStop's okay, now's the time to panic. Get the profit you can.
That's not good.
It's not.
Yeah.
But we could always just find solace in the fact of once it hits November, they don't care. They just want us to sell stuff. They just want us to sell games and consoles to people that are coming in and buying for Christmas.
Technically, they should always want you to do that anyway, regardless of when it is.
Yeah. This year, and it was the first straw that made me want to leave.
Okay.
It didn't stop at November.
Okay.
November came, went. December came and went. And they were still on our case about this Circle of Life thing.
Now, is that your percentage that they were on your case about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, talking more about Circle of Life.
I'm just wondering because I never had that when I was there, so I even want to know about it.
Mm-hmm. Whenever it started, and whenever I was there, the main point was 50% of all purchases that you sell. So 50% of all sales you get should be a pre-owned product.
Wow.
Yes, 50% should be pre-owned. If I sold $2,000 in a week, 1,000 of it should have been pre-owned. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job correctly.
Now here's my question on that. What if the customer doesn't want to buy pre-owned and they just want to buy new? And I'm not saying one customer, I'm saying a lot of customers.
Now, we can't not sell them new. But the thing that they really pushed, and all of us hated it from day one, was you have to assume the customer wants pre-owned. If they bring up a new copy, you do not get the new copy of the game. If you have it pre-owned, you grab that one instead, ring it into the transaction, and tell them, hey, if you buy this pre-owned today, you'll save so-and-so. That is what they had us do. That is what they trained us on.
At the store I went to, I would have been fucking furious with them.
We thought it was the most bullshit
because they're trying to sell me bullshit I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. Don't tell me what I want. I am the customer. And people always say, "Oh, the customer is always right." In this case, if the customer tells you they want a specific thing, the customer is right.
What they told us was the customer doesn't know what they want.
Oh,
you, as a store employee, is supposed to know what the customer really wants, and they told us what all customers want is a good deal. So regardless of what we know, we would know a customer comes in and doesn't buy pre-owned because it's against his ethics, and just wants new sealed copies.
Because you want to give the publisher and developer money.
It's not
They
even...
deserve money. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if a lot of people are like that, like me, I prefer to give... I shop at mom and pop shops a lot, but that's for older stuff I'm not going to get at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a newer game, I would go to GameStop, but now I go to Best Buy, just because I want to give them money and say, hey, here's my sale. I want to show you I'm interested in this, and other people are too, because you need to keep making more good games.
I mean, even I do that. I love games. I love to support someone that makes a good game. I got a digital copy of Life is Strange for the PlayStation 4 for free off a friend.
There you go.
Just decided he didn't want it. I played through it. I loved it so much, I bought it the next day physically. Wow. I technically own the game twice.
Yeah. But
then I gave my physical disc to another friend.
Nice.
So it's like I paid for it. I wanted to give it to the developer.
You're paying it forward.
Yeah.
That's the idea of paying it forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's you keep it moving.
And I loved it. I wanted to tell those people I loved what you did. Yeah, but kind of just going back, we were told to assume that all customers, sorry, let me scratch that, all guests want pre-owned.
You can say customers, I don't care.
Well, you see, I had some higher ups come in.
Oh no. What'd you do?
This was the second straw for me leaving.
Okay.
They don't care about you. They really don't. Anyone really higher than a district manager setting, they don't care.
How high were they?
Regional.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They never come in either.
They do not give a shit about
Was
you.
the store that bad?
No.
They came in to reprimand you?
Okay, so this guy came in, and it was at the beginning of the circle of life, so they're shoving that down
September?
your throat. Yeah.
Okay.
September, October, sometime around then. Just shoving that down your throat. This guy comes in. I'm flipping out because it's a regional manager. I don't want to be bad in front of a regional manager, so I'm nervous. I don't hit all my points correctly. So he starts just bashing into me and just being like, okay, no, you did that wrong. You need to do this instead. Why didn't you assume that? Why didn't you take them to the pre-owned section when you saw they were looking at new? And then because he realized I was nervous, he tried sparking a conversation with me. So he's like, well, what kind of games do you like and all that? And then we keep talking about it for a little bit. Whenever I got to the point where I was like, whenever a customer comes in, he's like, no, guests. And I'm like, have you been listening to me? Like, you seem like you're trying to be nice.
Did you say that to him?
No, that's what he said to me.
Oh.
I was just like saying a conversation like, whenever a customer comes in, I try to like take them to this section because this is what I like. And he just stops me mid-sentence. No, guests. And I'm like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
they are.
What the hell is your problem? It's just their
regional managers are dicks.
They
like,
don't
not
give
all of them,
a shit.
But they have a lot of dicks in that company. The problem is that they might actually be amazing human beings outside of work, but when they go in for work, they are the most miserable and asshole human beings you'll probably meet.
I even made a note of it to say this. It is not their fault either. Right. They're assholes for a reason.
Well, that's my point. Like,
if we don't hit our numbers, we get fired.
They get shit on too.
If a store manager's employees do not hit their numbers, they get fired. If a district manager's store managers do not get their stores to hit their numbers, they get fired. And if a regional manager does not get district managers to hit numbers, they will get fired.
That high up on the chain, and they're that worried about numbers.
Yes. And it's even one step higher than that. Because there is a manager that oversees all of the United States.
Oh, like sales?
Yes.
VP of sales?
Yes, VP of sales.
Figured.
He will get fired if the United States goes bad.
That.
The only people that are safe are the people in the boardroom. They're
assholes.
The only people that are safe. Yep.
The assholes that don't care about anybody else but collecting that paycheck.
Exactly. And they're so disconnected from everything because they're so high up on the chain, and everyone below them is too terrified to tell them different.
That's not a good company.
Not at all. We
now,
covered
do you know about anybody personally that got fired? Not like saying names. Do you? Before we start the podcast, you mentioned that you had heard horror stories from like people that didn't meet their numbers. I figured this would be a good time to ask about that.
This is mostly from the Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. But from what I've seen from there, they're usually pretty spot on with stuff.
Yeah.
A week before Christmas,
Adam's literally taking a nap. Hey, bud, you want a pillow? I got a pillow.
Good night.
Night, Adam.
I'm just stretching.
We love you.
I need to stretch.
All right.
About a week before Christmas,
No, you're not.
I actually am. I'm just
Yeah, I'm just picking on you.
oh my gosh.
Go on.
stretching.
Are you making fun of me for being short?
No.
About a week before Christmas, there was word from the West that a regional manager retired.
Okay.
A week before Christmas.
Wow.
A week before the busiest time of the year. A couple days later, another regional manager retired, in quotation marks. People are like, why? Why is this happening?
Why are people leaving?
Why are people that are responsible for making the company great
Yeah.
leaving the week before the busiest week of the year?
And do you realize how much these people make?
Yeah.
Like $500,000. Easily.
And they do not leave before Q4.
Right.
It is unheard of for
Because
people
they
to
want
leave
their
before
bonuses
Q4.
and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They miss out on money by leaving that early.
So they, in quotations, retired.
Wow.
People don't know the full story, but then it's like, why in the hell are people so high up on the chain leaving now?
There's not many of the regional managers.
No.
So a dozen?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
a dozen.
Yeah. So a sixth of them retire.
Yeah.
Within, what, a week?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's just, that's stupid. It really is.
So did they go on there and just, did people post like, hey, my regional manager retired?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so these are people from over in California and in Texas. I think it was right around the Southwest.
Now, Texas is interesting because Texas is obviously where GameStop's based.
Yeah.
That's their corporate office.
Yeah.
So I find it curious that their regional manager for that area would say, fuck you, I'm done. Bye, guys.
Yeah, who knows what happened with that. But, yeah. And then there was another regional, or he might have been one step higher. I don't know. He was a moderator on the Reddit.
Wow.
And, yeah, but anonymous. But people knew him, but just never said anything because he's legitimately a good guy.
Yeah.
He quit. And he quit. He was really high up, and everyone's like, oh shit, what does that mean?
Uh-oh.
He made a post, and it said, get out now. They don't give a shit about you. And then deleted his account the day after. Dude,
the doomsday clock's ticking.
it was intense. The entire Reddit set on fire.
Wow.
Because it was like the president getting online and saying, hey, the U.S. is going to get nuked. And then just leaving.
I really hope Trump doesn't do that.
And then hitching a ride to the moon.
That part I can see Trump doing.
Yeah.
He would be the first one on a fucking unicorn on his way to the moon.
Yeah. So that was just, that all happened within the last 2 months. It's been intense. I've heard stories of people getting fired for bullshit reasons, but then them claiming it's something completely different. I heard a story about a single mother was fired
Okay.
because she could not give enough time to the company because she was giving too much time to her children. But they claimed it was something
That
different.
sounds illegal.
It technically is.
Yeah.
Technically
Sounds
is.
like GameStop might have a lot of little lawsuits on their hand here pretty soon.
Most likely.
Because you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Like, you actually have to have a real reason. And saying your numbers are bad, to me, isn't reason enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you ever feel... Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, but what you were saying, your numbers are bad isn't reason enough. That is reason enough now.
Now, is that because you sign an at-will clause when you agree to work there? Which means they can fire you at will without any reasoning?
No, that's...
Okay.
If your numbers are bad, they will fire you.
Okay, because I actually had to sign one of those for my job.
Yeah?
which is scary.
That
Every
is
day
terrifying.
I think about that.
That they can just be like,
My job can fire
you
me
within a
tomorrow
moment's notice.
on Saturday and say, fuck you, we don't care.
I actually don't remember signing something like that. But again, whenever I got this job, I was like 18.
Maybe it was assumed.
Maybe.
It could be.
Now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
After everything.
They just assume that they can just fire you and get away with it because they're a giant corporation and can do whatever they want.
I heard another story about how a store, every single person in it got fired because they were all padding their numbers too much. Every single person within that store manager, assistant store manager, assistant store managers, and all of the general associates, they all got fired. They had to reboot the entire store from the ground up.
Wow.
They did it within a week though. They found people.
Do you think it's because sheeple are so excited to work at GameStop?
A little bit. I think we are almost, like, as a community, enabling GameStop because you have to be honest. who, whenever they're younger, walks into a GameStop and is like, holy shit, it'd be awesome to work here.
I did that. That's how I got hired.
I did that too. That's why I went and got a job there.
Yeah.
We're all expendable because there is thousands of them everywhere waiting just to turn 18 so they can go apply at GameStop.
Dude, that's scary.
It is. They will never have a shortage of people to hire.
For pennies on the dollar.
Mm-hmm. And that's something scary that is only for GameStop.
That I would agree with.
Because no one's like walking into Target and being like, I can't wait till I turn 18 to work at Target.
There are other companies I could see that for, like GE in its heyday would be one of them. Because GE was fucking booming there before they moved most of their business to Mexico.
Yeah.
And pretty much killed a lot of jobs in the U.S. Specifically from Erie. Erie lost like 4,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Erie only has 100,000 people. 4,000 jobs makes a big ass difference, dude.
4% of the 4% of everyone there just automatically unemployed.
So I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that's relatively similar, where people line up because you make $23 an hour starting at most jobs at GE.
That's insane.
Starting, and to think that like someone in our position where you get $7.25 an hour starting.
Yeah.
How disgusting is that? I mean, the minimum wage needs to go up regardless.
It is increasing now, but retail is the last.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Actually, on the bill, retail is the last for it to happen at.
Can my pay go up? That'd be nice.
McDonald's is going to go up before retail does. Because
McDonald's will go up before I get paid more.
Food service jobs are higher on the bill than retail.
Why?
No fucking clue.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep. I don't know why they did it. This is just what I found out from reading up about it.
Oh, did you want to tell me about the percentages and what happened with selling stuff? I don't think we discussed that yet.
The uppage of the percentage within
how that whole thing works. Like if you mentioned before we started recording that like if everyone has a good percentage and one person doesn't, it brings everybody down.
Circle of Life as a whole is designed for you to fail as a store together.
That sounds awful.
It is the worst thing ever. I had a regional manager come in and explain this to me. I could not explain it to you right now. He sat me down in the back, pointed to a paper, and made me do math on a calculator, and I cannot explain it to you right now how it works.
They're insane.
It's stupid. Because you would think...
It sounds like new math.
It's some sort of new
Boom!
math.
Mic drop! I dropped my mic, but that wouldn't be good for you guys.
So, say there's 5 people working at GameStop. You would think out of those 5, each person accounts for like a piece of the percentage or something. Yes, a fifth of the company. So it's like, well, if a bunch of us get like, if 3 of us get 100% and the other 2 get 50%, then you're somewhere around 85%, and that's good.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's awesome. Even though 2 people didn't do that well, we are doing good as a whole,
rest are bringing it
as
up.
a store.
Yeah.
But it's something in that the only way it is possible to hit higher than 100% using their model.
What?
Which is impossible. But it's possible by their standards. That is what he told me.
This hurts my head.
Dude, I don't even understand it.
This is awful.
I'm trying to think of how it works. It's something in that each person is part of the whole of the store or something.
Okay.
But then whoever does worse, the numbers go down as that person does, like what they account for in the store. So say we're each a number. If we're all at 100%, we equal 1. If someone drops to 75%, they equal 2. Or if 2 people drop to 75%, they equal 4.
Oh.
So it's like, even though 4 people did well, but 2 people are below 75%, we are now at a 50% because there's 4 of us, but out of a whole, only 4, like out of a whole of 8, only 4 of us hit our number.
Wow.
That's really how they hit it. That's how they adjust for it. So if someone's at 25%, they account for 3.
I don't feel bad that this company is going down at all after hearing that.
It's
that
absurd.
Makes no sense.
None.
Now, when I was there, it was percentages. It was all based on percentages.
Mhm.
Like, they want you to hit, like, I think, like, 5 or 10% for GPGs, which are the gameplay guarantees, like we've talked about.
That's now at 20.
Okay, that sucks. Those range between $1 and $3, correct? For
Yes.
games, for
Yeah.
video games. Okay. That's what they were back then. It was pretty easy. You could have family buying, like, 5 games, some $1 each on
You
each
can
of
get a
them.
kid to buy them because he leaves his disc out on the counter.
Oh, yeah, kid's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that easy. What
Yeah.
about your product placement plans or warranties on systems? Do you remember what that was?
Those are included with the GPGs.
So just
It's just the guarantees.
that would count as a
overall.
GPG?
I believe so.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments on SoundCloud. I apologize if I'm wrong. It's been a while. Like I said, I haven't been there for 6 years.
50% of all console sales have to be combined with a product placement plan. Yeah.
That's insane.
1 out of every 2 consoles you sell must have a warranty attached.
Now, how much do those cost?
Anywhere from 10 to 60.
Wow.
Yeah, it depends. Like if you're buying a Wii, then you can get a warranty for $10.
Holy
If you're
crap.
buying a PS4, it's going to be 60.
No.
Yeah, and that is not complete damage. That's more accidental.
Okay, so Best Buy tries to get me to buy that crap, and I even tell them no.
No, why
Okay,
would
you
you
want
whenever
the-
you can
you
just go
want
through
the-
Sony?
Yeah, they're like, you want the game? No. I just want to buy my shit. I'll
Mhm.
buy my fucking game. I want to leave. Thank you for offering, but I'll buy my shit and go.
Exactly.
Because that's just me. You know, and obviously I'm really nice dude. Like, I'll just tell them, no, thank you, I'm not interested. I feel so awful for them when they run into the assholes or, fuck you, I don't want that shit. Like, they're like mean to them for some reason. I'm
Yeah.
sure you've run into that too. I know I have.
Because some people take it personally for some
Yeah,
reason.
they're like, oh, you think I'm gonna break my shit? You think I'm just going to scratch it? It's like, well, no, but I have to offer. Now, I think reservations was around 15 to 20%. Not holidays, right? Holidays was like 30. I was always around 40 or 50 because I'm just that awesome. Subs was 15%. Subscriptions to Game Informer, that obviously went up to, I believe, 20.
I think it's a 20 now.
20 or 25.
Yeah.
Now, from what I understand at GameStop, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, subscriptions, it only counts against your score if they don't already have a subscription. Now, if they have a subscription, it nullifies it. Is that correct? It nullifies that transaction
No.
from that.
No. And that actually brings up another
Are you
problem.
kidding me?
So even if someone still has their account active and we would get them to renew before it's unactive, that would count for us.
This is so dumb!
Well, that leads us to another point of the Kotaku article said that employees were lying to customers and telling them that they're...
We're now 52 minutes in. Let's finally get to the article itself.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a bad one.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Adam's
We're literally
asleep.
just bashing GameStop. Adam is falling asleep on the floor.
You okay?
Or in some state of coma.
Where's your gun?
Oh, that woke him up.
Is your gun close by?
Yes, it's by his foot. Okay.
It is a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
It is a Nerf gun. It's not
a
an
Nerf.
actual gun.
I swear. Listen to the episode of us. Did you almost shoot the floor?
No, I was just
Oh.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh, I thought he was going to try and shoot the floor like a dum-dum.
He always
Alright.
has it.
Yeah.
I have
Just take that home with you tonight. Go shoot your brother. Go on. The article. That's where we were.
The article, it leads into that employees are lying to customers about when their subscriptions are actually ending. That is not entirely true.
Right.
Because it made it to seem like we can renew your subscription without you even being in store. We cannot do that.
Okay.
We will not do that. I can
Okay.
say. We could.
That's real shit.
It depends on the ethics of the employee.
But here's what you can do. Pull up a transaction, pull up that account, and add that.
Yes.
You could do that theoretically.
If you have enough points to renew it for free, we can do it entirely in store without you being there. That's just as an FYI. The ethicals of a normal GameStop employee, we do not do that.
Yeah, watch out for
Anyone
that.
I have met would not do that.
Thank goodness.
Yes, but that isn't to say that it cannot be done. It can be done. But we would sometimes stretch the truth depending on when their subscription was expiring.
Would you?
A little bit.
Okay.
I will admit to it a little bit.
So how? How so? So I want to know.
So if someone comes in
Let's get the
and
dirt.
their subscription says 2 months left,
Okay.
I would tell them you have a couple weeks until it's up.
Technically,
Technically,
you're half lying
yeah.
because it is coming up. It's not a couple weeks. It is many weeks.
And I would only normally do that if it is for a person that has enough points to renew it.
Okay.
Now, what we have been told by corporate, I don't have anything to actually say that it's right. It stacks. So it would not go into effect until the 2 months whenever their account actually expired.
That is what happened when I was there as well.
Yeah, so it
wouldn't renew it like
stacks.
that day.
So instead of it being like if I renewed someone that was up in like April,
Yeah.
I renewed it in February, it would expire in February. No, they would have 14 months until
Right.
it expires.
It would just add on another 12 months once before it would normally expire like that day.
Exactly. It would renew.
Yeah.
It would expire the next April.
Right.
Yeah. So that was really it. At my store, we never lied, saying that we did not have a new product.
That's what I really wanted to get into here. I know we're pretty far into the podcast, but
I don't know if we
that's what I wanted to touch on. Okay. Well, you know what? We're actually going to split this in two. So we will be back for part 2. Join us on part 2, and we'll see you in a little bit, guys. Thanks!